What is up everyone, and we are back again with another guide about Phantasy Star Online 2. Today we're going to be talking about PSO2 as a whole and a beginner's guide to owning Steam players. On top of this, I'm going to be doing an AC and Meseta giveaway, so be sure to watch the whole thing as letters will appear on the screen, and writing them in the comments down below will put you in a raffle to win. Or just copy the letters what the first person wrote in the comments below. Your choice. First off, it will be gift cards from Microsoft, or if Steam allows us to buy it and gift items, it will be via Steam, a much easier process, and I hope that's the way it is. This contest will end on August 29, 2020, and all entries must subscribe, like, and comment the blue letters that will appear throughout the video and answer it. To combat multiple accounts, your YouTube account needs to be at least 2 months old. I will check all of them, all entries. There will be multiple winners between $5 and $25 Arks cash for each winner. The amount of winners depends on how many entries we get, so be sure to enter and get your friends to enter. Now that that's out of the way, let's continue with the video. First off, when you start, you select a ship. Ships are considered servers and you can't mingle between them unless you are in a universal block, like a challenge block. These blocks are considered channels within a server. It's best to choose what ship your friends will be at. Overall, ship 1 is a medium populated server. Ship 2 is the most populated server, but it has the worst personal shop market. Personal shop is when you can buy and sell items to other players. You can also trade players if you have premium. Premium is a pay-to-play subscription service. It's about $5 to get various bonuses in-game. It's not needed, but it's recommended. Ship 3 is the least populated server, but I have heard good things about it. These are the only current ships available at the making of this video in episode 3. Ships 4 and 6 have been in maintenance for quite a while, so they might open when you're watching this video. If you want my recommendation, ship 1 is where I play at. Ship 2 is where most streamers play at, so take that into consideration. Now if you win AC, you can be on any ship. I can give that to you. If you win Meseta, you have to be on ship 1 to receive that, because I'm only on ship 1. So after you select your ship, the next thing you should do is click on support menu and click on change player ID. This is your locked in name that no one can take. If you do not do this, your name is going to be PN123456789 some random numbers. This makes it difficult to communicate with players, so change your player ID name to anything you want. This does not show up most of the time when you are chatting with other players. Your character name appears when you talk, not your player ID name. Speaking of player names, you can duplicate any name you want, but the player ID cannot be duplicated. You can see multiple people with the same character name, and at times it might be confusing, so pick something unique. For example, my character's name is Bunny and Bunny 1 through 10. A super common word, however, I've only seen 2 other people with Bunny in their name, Dragon Bunny and Bunny Girl. I played with them quite a few times, so make sure your name is unique so you don't confuse other people. When you create a character, you're given a choice of race and gender. If you don't care about min-maxing your character, just pick whatever race or gender you want. However, if you want the best race and gender for your class, here is a list of stats that are specific to your race and gender. Now it all depends what you want to focus on in a class. The main things to look at is HP, melee, range, and tech power. If you want a melee character, human male is a good general class. If you want a tanky melee character, cast male is next. But this game really doesn't have a specific tank, healer, DPS. It's more of everyone is DPS, and some classes provide a little support. Doom and Male is the most common one as it has the strongest melee attack. For range, Cast Male provides 1% more health and 1% less damage. Cast Female has 1% less health and 1% more damage, so if you want more damage, Cast Female is the best to use. For technique or spell casting classes, Numen Female has the highest attack power of 110%. Numen Male has 1% more HP than Numen Female and 2% less damage than the Numen Female at 108%. Next, you are given a choice for a class. Don't worry too much about this, as you can always change your class whenever you want to. These are the starting classes, and there are more classes to choose from in the game. Hunter is a melee class. Ranger is a range class, and that's what I use. I use female cast. Force is a technique or spell class. Braver is a hybrid class between melee and range depending on what you select. Bouncer is a hybrid class between range and technique. Some people build it as a hybrid build. And there's Summoner. It's a unique technique class. All of its abilities are used through its pet. This is the only class that has a pet, so if you like pets, play Summoner. All classes do good DPS, so pick whichever one you like. If you want the absolute highest DPS, pick Twin Machine Guns. This isn't in the selection right now, but you can change your class to it in-game at the class counter. If you choose Twin Machine Guns, pick Cast Male or Cast Female. Cast Female is the strongest for ranged. After you select your class, you can customize your character's looks. You can just start the game or spend hours and hours here. I'm not going to go over this. However, remember that there are outfits that are gender and race specific, mainly the cast race. They will have limitations. But these limitations are so small because Arks cast outfits can be equipped on all races. Then you put your character's name. As I said before, this is the name that everyone sees when you're at chatting. This name can be duplicated on multiple people, so don't try to copy them, just try to get a unique name. You can always change your name, but it costs real money to do so choose wisely. So after you do the introduction, you are entered into the ship's lobby. This is where you spend most of the time. Be sure to pay attention to the introduction video. When you first start, talk to Aethan and complete his client orders, then go to the right and talk to Kofi and complete hers. One thing Kofi offers is a mag license trial. This unlocks a companion that can be leveled up with you throughout the game and gains experiences by feeding it items and devices. It also gives you bonus stats. It attacks and has trigger actions that can help you in the game. I'm not going to go deep into mags as that would take longer, but try to focus on upgrading only melee support, range support, or tech support, or dex, depending on what class you select. It's recommended to go 100% into one of these stats. As a beginner, do not just feed it random gear, just wait until you can buy food, device, dex, range, melee, or technique. These are the cheapest and best way to level up your mag to a pure stat mag. If you want a pure dex mag, try to feed it skill discs as that's a better option than food device dex. Going to the class consultant is where you can learn attributes for your class. You can also change your main class to other classes, so you can change it to Twin Machine Guns if you want the highest DPS. You can also change your subclass at level 20. To unlock a subclass, you got to get to level 20 and talk to Kofi as she should have a quest that unlocks your subclass. When you are looking at your skill tree, be careful as one mistake can ruin your build. There are many builds out there, so please look at other YouTube videos or forums to get an idea of how to build your class, or you can just build it however you want to. Next to that is your alliance admin. Here you can create, join, or modify an alliance. Alliances are very important to the game as you can choose a specific buff to use on your character. These buffs are timed, I think it's an hour and a half, so you have to go back and forth to refresh that buff. And they vary from giving you more attack or defense to boosting your Meseta or drop rate. These can be leveled up by gaining points, and your alliance leader will distribute those points. The NPCs around here are different class NPCs, so be sure to find your specific NPC as they give you client orders that give you 14 more skill points. This is absolutely critical if you want to max out your character. Next, we're headed to the shopping plaza. On your right, there's a weapon merchant and a techer. Don't worry too much about that weapon merchant as the items sold are absolutely terrible. But look at the techer. This is used to identify items you find while doing quests and expeditions. Next to that is your item scientist, probably your best friend or your worst enemy. Here you can enhance an item to boost its grind level. The maximum grind level for weapons is 35 and for units is plus 10. To grind, just select your weapon and pick on the fodder gear to use in order to grind it. The fodder items that you use will be destroyed, so be sure to pick ones that you don't care about. Most items have a max grind level of level 30. If you want to reach level 35, you need to use the same item as fodder gear to increase its grind level by 1. For units, they don't require any fodder gear, just materials and Meseta. The other option is augmenting or fixing augments. This is probably the most complicated aspect of this game. To simplify it, weapons can have up to 8 augments. These augments give bonus stats and attributes to your weapon. This is endgame material, so don't worry about it too much. If you want to learn more, you need to watch countless videos because this is complicated. I'm going to be releasing more videos about this, so keep an eye out. Next to that is your pet lab. This is for you summoners if you want to modify or upgrade your pet. Zig currently does nothing in episode 3, but in episode 4, hopefully if it's released, he will exchange items for endgame equipment, so be sure to check him out when you start playing the game. To the left is an outfit merchant, and the green shops is to the right. These green shops is where you can buy photon arts and techniques level 1 skill discs. These are specific to your weapon that you're using, and these discs can be found throughout playing, and it's up to level 17. So it's best in the beginning to buy level 1 disc specific to your weapon and go from there. Up to the left of the stairs is the material exchange NPCs. Don't worry about this later in game. As a beginner, it won't do much for you. But when you get to mid tier, then take a look at them, as a lot of awards can be achieved from them. These two terminals are found throughout the map. The green one is your storage, and the purple one is a player shop where you can buy and sell items and craft items. If you want to sell items, you need a premium subscription or you need a shop ticket. Now on the right is a salon where you can modify your character more, just like you did when creating a character. Below all of this is where the concerts take place. Attending these concerts gives you a bonus to drop rate and EXP. I believe it's an hour and a half buff. To the left of that is the fun point exchanger. You gain this while giving kudos to players by buying their items off the market or playing expeditions with people. Next to that is a swap shop specialist. Most of the time, if an event is happening, this is where you can exchange those points for equipment. Right above this is the entrance to the cafe. Upon entering the cafe, you unlock the ability to gather. Gathering is mining and fishing. Doing this can give you materials to use or sell in order to craft items and skill rings. Some of these skill rings sell for about 1 million to 3 million meseta, so be sure to do mining and fishing when you can. To the left of this map is the skill ring vendor. You can equip left and right rings, only one of each currently in episode 3. In episode 4, you might be able to equip 3 more left rings into your equipment slots. These rings have various bonuses, so take a look at each of one of them and see which one fits you. Next to that is a vendor who sells consumables. And next to that is the culinary shop where you use gathering items to craft food for you. I wouldn't get too caught up into this because I never use this and I have over 900 hours played. On the other side of the map is a daily order NPC and an expedition manager. Both of these NPCs are also located in the Arks ship lobby and the casino. Up the stairs is just an area to hang out. The best NPC in this area is Yerkes. He gives 100k Meseta per item up to 500k per week. The item he requests are gathering items from various expedition locations, so be sure to do all of these every week. These are per character, so you can get up to 5,000 Meseta per character every week. Next we're going to be covering the casino. Yes, a casino. When you first come here, be sure to exchange your passes for coins. In the casino there are various games to play. The one in front of me is a 4-player shooting game where you shoot enemies and they drop coins. To the right is Akuma slots. This is the best way to get a lot of casino coins, but it's the best way to lose a lot of casino coins. Speaking of casino coins, you can exchange them for normal prices or limited prices. Limited prices are limited to how many you can buy in a week and they reset weekly. Up these stairs is a drink vendor if you feel like taking a drink. On top of that, there's these balloons that if you use them, they slowly flow you in the air. It's just something to have fun with. The next game is roulette. Basically, you bet on it landing on your selected number and color to win. Around the corner is Rapid Slot. It's just a basic slot machine game. The last game is Blackjack or 21, but with a twist. The difference between that is by having 5 cards in your hand, that's a top of the line hand, other than Blackjack, which is a 21 card count. There's also special cards that give you 0 count towards your hand. And for every special card on the table, it's rolled a number between 0 and 4. This adds to your total count. Next up, I'm going to be talking about expeditions. There's main quest or expeditions. Story quests, which is the story mode of the game. This takes hours to complete, and if you like stories, be sure to check that out. It also gives you a lot of awards. Below that is Arks Quest, Trigger Quest, and Challenge Quest. Arks Quest is a goal-oriented expedition. Trigger Quests are boss fights. To do this, you need to have triggers in your inventory. Triggers are given to you by Sega or in the Fresh Find shop. Challenge quests are event quests. And there's practice quests to get a feel of the game. Main quest and subquests is where you actually play the game and go out and kill mobs and bosses. When you are endgame, subquests will have other options like Ultimate, Extreme, and Advanced Quest. Advanced Quest is the best for leveling up, Extreme Quest is the best for getting Meseta, and Ultimate Quest is the best for farming endgame gear. At the top you see Urgent Quests. UQs are time event quests that give various rewards. Be sure to do all of them as the rewards they give you are good, and most of them are fun to do. Lastly is the Fresh Find Shop, AC, SG, Scratch Tickets, and the Swap Shop. The Fresh Find Shop is refreshed every day, so be sure to check that out. It has triggers that you can use for boss fights as well as cosmetics. This is bought via Star Gems. Star Gems is a currency that can be bought with real money or earned throughout playing the game. A good source of Star Gems is by completing the story quests. AC Shop or Arks Cash Shop is where you can buy premium and various other pay-to-play items. Star Gem Shop is another avenue to buy extended storages and Mission Pass gold tickets. Speaking of Mission Pass, there is one free one, which is the purple tier, and the bottom one or pay-to-play tier is gold. These unlock various items, mostly cosmetic. You can unlock them by getting stars. Stars are earned by finishing Arks missions and weekly and daily quests. Next up is the Scratch Ticket Vendor. Here is where you can use Arks Gas or AC, Star Gems, and Fun Points to have a chance at an item. There are various themes to select from, so be sure to check all of them out, and different themes are always being released. All of these prizes can be bought and sold on the player market. You can also exchange them in the Swap Shop. Swap Shop is where you can exchange various items for different materials. If you have trash AC items, you can exchange them for recycle badges that sell for 200k each, roughly. The most important one to look at is X Cubes. These are endgame materials and you need hundreds of them, so be sure to use your 10-star and 11-star equipment for X Cubes. Speaking of equipment is found by playing the game and in player shops. The rarity is what we refer to as 10-star or 11-star. I'm currently using this. After weapons, there's units. Units are basically your armor pieces and can be upgraded to plus 10 and have augments just like weapons do. Below that is skill rings. As I said before, you can buy them in the cafe or in the player shops. These can boost your damage and change your gameplay dramatically, so be sure to check out them and buy one specific to your build. Parts are just cosmetic items. There is much more to this game, and this is just an overall beginner's introduction to this game and lobby. The main thing you should do is play the expeditions to level up your character. Don't forget to comment all the letters that appeared blue in this video and answer the question. The number of entries allowed is the number of total likes and subscribers I have, whichever is lower. This contest ends on August 29, 2020. If you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. Thank you all for tuning in and listening, and until next time.